so let's call this an apparition, I guess is what you would call it. That's the
Mm-hmm.
vernacular.
Yeah.
Do you think that with the apparitions, do you think that it's your brain trying to make sense of this loss? Or
Possibly.
do you really think it's an echo of that person's soul?
I think it could be both. I think it's both because why would it not be the intention of the soul for me to move on, me be able to process it and cope? I think that that would be the purpose, even if it was God impeding that vision for me to see, or it was her physically here. Either way, I don't think it matters. I think what matters was that was who I was had the trauma with, and that's what I was attached to. So that's what was getting processed at the time. So I think that it's both. I think it was both my brain processing it, but because I was latching on, that's why the energy could be picked up. It's almost like tuning a frequency on a radio.
And, and how long were these apparitions? Was it just like corner of your eye, or was it like, 10 seconds or
Yeah. Interesting. It got a little echoey. I was trying to put the echo cancellation on, but anyway, what was the
yeah,
question again?
our
Sorry.
sound kind of went
Yeah.
bad here a little bit.
But what was the question again? I apologize.
Um the apparitions, was it like a corner of your eye kind of thing, or was it like 10 seconds, or like what kind of length of time would it be?
So the first time that I kind of like felt her presence was when my mom was like calling out for her. Like I remember her screaming when she found out like that her grandparents passed, my great grandparents, in the car accident, and that my nana was in a coma. Um, and I remember like how much that affected my perception of her and her ability to process trauma, and just in general like a lot. And I could tell she needed a lot of support, and I ended up writing a message that I remember like feeling I needed to write. And it was just something like "I love you, mom" or something like that, or Nana, with my mom's lipsticks on the screen or on the mirror. And I
What?
feel like
What? Lipstick on a screen on a
on the mirror. Like I wrote a message with lipstick on the mirror, basically of what Nana had, like what I felt like she needed to process and to move on, which was just "I love you." Like she wanted, I think my mom needed to hear that one more time, and she literally like it helped her a lot. I think personally, um, and she obviously found out that it was me, obviously. But I think that it was kind of similar. Like if it was God or it was my Nana, it came for both reasons for me to process it. And if it was my brain, it's just I think it was partially tuning it because I've had a near death experience, and I remember like specifically spirit entering and searching me to support me for God's judgment. Like I specifically remember that. And I also remember like Jesus's spirit basically like saying, "Do you not remember how hard it was when we were on earth? Do you not remember how tempted it was and how hard it was? Look at who he has been so far," etc. And I remember that specifically, and then ended up waking up to paddles on my chest. And the funny thing is when spirit left my body, that was when I was waking up. Like I felt it like literally come into my heart and then leave. Could that have been me processing an experience? Possibly. But there was also another time where I also flatlined based off of something else that had happened, and nobody had anything to help me there, and the person was afraid to call anyone. So I'm lucky to be here. My heart just stopped and started
well,
again.
we're glad you are.
Yeah, yeah, but that happened last year, I think, and I didn't have any premonition with that. So it's a little weird because getting older, having less contact and less things happen, makes it harder for me to have as much trust in my higher power and having an afterlife, etc. So I think it's interesting how much these experiences can influence your belief system and stuff like that.